The Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. The Dowry Prohibition Act, which Parliament passed on July 1, 1961, aims to prohibit the giving or taking of dowry. It extends to the whole of India except for the then state of Jammu and Kashmir. The Act defines dowry as any property or valuable security given or agreed to be given directly or indirectly by one party to a marriage to the other party, or by the parents of either party, or by any other persons to either party. The property or security may be given at the time or before or after the marriage. Dowry does not include the dower or mahar. Gifts may be given by the bridegroom to the bride at the time of marriage in case of persons to whom Muslim personal law applies. Amendments to the Act 1984 and 1986 introduced clauses on penalties for demanding dowry, minimum and maximum penalties for giving or taking dowries, banning advertisements offering money in connection with a marriage, and specifying presents that may be allowed to be given to the bride or bridegroom at the time of marriage, among others. What is the penalty for giving, taking, or demanding dowry? The penalty for giving or taking dowry or abetting such activities is imprisonment for not less than 5 years and a fine of not less than rupees 15,000 or the amount of the value of such dowry, whichever is more. The penalty for demanding dowry directly or indirectly from the parents, relatives, or guardians of a bride or bridegroom is imprisonment for at least 6 months and at most 2 years, and a fine which may extend up to rupees 10,000. Courts may, for adequate or special reasons, impose a sentence of imprisonment of less than 5 years for giving or taking dowry or abating such activities. For demanding dowry, they may impose imprisonment of less than 6 months for such reason. What kind of presents does this Act not apply to? No penalties on giving or taking dowry under this Act shall apply to presents given to the bride or bridegroom at the time of marriage without any demand having been made in their behalf. The Act shall not apply to such presents if they are listed in accordance with the rules made under this Act, and if the presents given by or on behalf of the bride are of customary nature and their value is not excessive considering the person by whom or on whose behalf the presents are given. What are the Act's provisions on transferring property received as dowry to the bride? Where any other person other than the bride receives the dowry, such a person shall transfer it to the bride. If such persons receive the dowry before marriage, they shall transfer it within 3 months of the marriage. If they receive it at the time of or after the marriage, they shall transfer it within 3 months of the date of the receipt. If the dowry was received when the bride was minor, such person shall transfer it to her within 3 months of her 18th birthday. If any person fails to transfer the dowry within the specified time limit, they shall be punishable with imprisonment of at least 5 years and a fine of not less than rupees 15,000 or the amount of the value of such dowry, whichever is more. Courts may impose a sentence of imprisonment of less than 5 years for such persons for adequate or special reasons. If a woman is entitled to property under this section 6, dies before receiving it, her heirs shall be entitled to claim the property from the person holding it. If the woman dies within 7 years of marriage for reasons other than natural causes, the property shall be transferred to the children or held in trust for them. If she has no children, it shall be transferred to her parents. If an offence under this Act is committed, on whom does the burden of proof lie? Where any person is prosecuted for giving or taking a dowry and abating such activities or demanding dowry, such a person shall have the burden of proving that they have not committed the offence. Who is the dowry prohibition officer? The Act says that the state governments may appoint as many dowry prohibition officers as they think fit in their areas of jurisdiction. Such officers shall prevent, as far as possible, the taking or demanding of dowries and the abandonment of such activities. See that these Act provisions are complied with. Collect evidence from the for the prosecution of persons committing offences under this Act as may be necessary, and perform any additional functions specified by the state government or rules made under this Act.